is up, everyone? Let's look at the fantasyguru.com free agency tracker. We've been updating this throughout the first couple days of free agency, and I figured, hey, why not just go through what's happened so far and sort of review how I'm interpreting free agency through a couple days. So let's go position by position. Quarterbacks, Mitch Trubisky signs with the Steelers. Clearly, they have a wide open quarterback depth chart with, Ben Roethlisberger retiring, Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins not really emerging as anything too exciting. So we certainly have an opportunity here for Trubisky to start. If he does get that starting job, I'm going to like him for fantasy. Not only is he a great runner as a quarterback, but he'll have Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth as his sort of base to pass to, which is huge. I mean, that's just a fantastic core to work with. So I do like that quite a bit for Trubisky. It's a cheap deal. He's going to have to win a training camp battle, but I do like that. And then you have Bridgewater and Tyrod Taylor to a lesser degree as sort of premium backups. We all know Tyrod Taylor and Teddy Bridgewater at this stages in their career. Talented enough to start a few games here and there, but maybe not guys who can lead a franchise over multiple seasons. So I think they've kind of settled into their roles there. If anything happens to Tua, which we know he has been a little, prone to injury in his first couple years, we could see Bridgewater starting multiple games in a Mike McDaniel offense. So we do like that. All right, moving on to running back. James Conner did end up signing back with the Cardinals, couple-year deal. We'll see what the details are there. I don't think it's too big of a deal, but, it's great to have him back there. 18 touchdowns last year, as Tyler Beaker mentioned on our Roster Coach live stream. Definitely check that out over at fantasyguru.com if you haven't already. But, yeah, James Conner going to be a great red zone presence. Arizona sort of in flux right now with their offense, but I think a healthy Kyler Murray's gonna be a good thing for running backs, and that's what we saw last year. So I do like Conner. I think we can slightly bump him up, but beyond that, not much changes there. What does change is that his teammate Chase Edmonds went to the Dolphins, signed a small deal. Same with Raheem Mostert, signed a small deal. So that's a much more formidable depth chart than what we envisioned coming into the offseason with their bare bones depth chart. We also have maybe the draft coming up, maybe they can grab someone there. But ultimately, Mike McDaniel and the 49ers proved over multiple years. Same thing with Kyle Shanahan. This feels like a very similar situation. They don't really care about the quality of running back as much as they get speed and guys who can sort of jet off the side. The Matt Breida, the all those types of guys. So Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, certainly guys that can do multiple things. I think that's what they're looking for in that offense. J.D. McKissick, not a huge deal for him, but clearly not great for Antonio Gibson if McKissick comes back into that role he was playing. So that kind of sucks. He was going to the Bills. I think we could see McKissick in a very big receiving down role again, which obviously hurts Antonio Gibson. So that's that. And these types of guys, James White, Damian Williams, Brandon Bolden, Royce Freeman. I love Royce Freeman as a prospect, at least out of Oregon, but he has not come to fruition. So yeah, not much going on at running back through the first couple days, so we didn't have to worry too much there. Now, moving into wide receiver, Christian Kirk, it was the story of day one of free agency, getting absolutely paid. $84 million, potential $72 million is the base. So a really good deal for him. And I mean, he's going to go over there in Jacksonville and team up with Trevor Lawrence, hopefully give him a reliable option to pass to out of the slot and in that intermediate area. So I do think Kirk will be a valuable piece for them and a player I thought was underrated heading into the offseason. Not underrated by the Jaguars. Potentially overrated there. But you know, I think he's going to get 100 targets if he's healthy in this offense. So, like that a lot. Allen Robinson was the news from today. He set up shop in Los Angeles, gets his first good quarterback of his career, Matthew Stafford. That is just a beautiful combination. If Allen Robinson has anything left in the tank, he's going to have a big year. I know there are a lot of moving pieces on the Rams offense right now, but I do think Robinson is in that wide receiver 3 range moving forward. You know, this would probably cut down on Cooper Kupp's production if Allen Robinson is healthy and what we know Allen Robinson to be when he is locked in. So I am buying Allen Robinson. I'll be curious where his value goes in best ball drafts and also Dynasty ADP. But right now, do like Robinson. Chark with the Lions. I love Chark. I think he's a great deep threat, and I think the Lions got a good one. How much that's going to translate for fantasy production, I don't know. It's going to be tough if Jared Goff is his quarterback again, which it looks like he will be. Chark is just not a guy who's going to get high volume in an offense like Detroit. So I think this is a good, real football fit. This is going to help them stretch the field, and Chark has proven to be valuable there, but yeah, it's tough overall. Russell Gage to the Buccaneers. Not too much excitement for me there. It is, you know, they also brought back Brashad Perriman. They have Chris Godwin. They have Mike Evans. And maybe they bring back Rob Gronkowski. It's not a great situation there for the third guy at this point. Braxton Berrios, Zay Jones, Jakeem Grant, Rashard Higgins, Trent Sherfield. Pretty ugly down that direction. Cedric Wilson signed with the Dolphins. These are not guys I'm very excited about. I will say Zay Jones, shout out to him for getting a second or third contract. You know, it kind of seemed like he was done after the Bills situation fizzled out, but came back with the Raiders and has looked really good the last couple years. And I expect him to make that roster and be a relevant piece of that offense. I don't know that it's relevant for fantasy, but hopefully it can be a good weapon for Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, and then tight end, quite a bit going on here. Evan Ingram signs a 1-year deal with the Jaguars, kind of in that same range as the wide receivers that they put together, Kirk and Zay Jones. Ingram is sort of an intermediate weapon when healthy. I do think he's very talented. Great prospect out of Ole Miss. I think the injuries have kind of crushed his NFL career. But what are you going to do, that is not totally his fault. So I do like this as a weapon for Trevor Lawrence. I think it's going to be a positive for this crew, but ultimately the injury stuff kind of keeps me lukewarm on Evan Ingram. Zach Ertz, kind of at the end of his Eagles career, you couldn't tell if he was kind of done or what, but he looked a little rejuvenated last year, and I expect him to be used heavily again in 2022 in that Kyler Murray offense. Ertz is a great dump-down option, and I can see him filling that role, maybe getting 80 to 100 targets in this offense and being a top 12 fantasy tight end. So I think we like that. CJ Uzoma, never been a fan. Ricky Seals-Jones, never been a fan. Will Dissly, not a fan. I know these teams like them. Ricky Seals-Jones, basically the only tight end in town in New York right now, so something to think about, but overall, not too exciting. OJ Howard, not great. I like OJ Howard, the talent, but going to the Bills, at least for next year with Dawson Knox, maybe they'll run a lot of 2 tight end sets. Cole Beasley was released, so maybe the Josh Allen led offense will be more 2 tight ends and allow Howard to use that immense athleticism he possesses, but it remains to be seen. And with Dawson Knox there, he's not going to be the first tight end used. So something to think about there. Tyler Conklin, Mo Alley Cox, Pharaoh Brown, not really much there either. So anyway, guys, that is my review of free agency so far from a fantasy perspective. I would also mention Brandon Scherff went to the Jaguars. So that's valuable. But anyway, beyond that, thank you guys for checking this out. If you like this video, please give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 200 subscribers. I really appreciate it. And as always, have a good one.